SubhanAllah, I was having a conversation today with a new Muslim brother who was telling me how difficult it is to memorize the Qur'an as a new Muslim. And I think not just as a new Muslim, but generally speaking, when you first start out memorizing the Qur'an, if you give yourself a goal of memorizing Surah Al-Baqarah, there's no doubt that you're going to really, you're really going to struggle to get through Surah Al-Baqarah in the beginning. It's long, the ayat are difficult to memorize, some of the ayat are very, very long, whereas the small surahs, it's achievable. And it gives you a sense of achievement and a sense of having completed something, and then it's easy to move on from there. And that's why my teacher, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows better, but my teacher used to recommend to us that a person should memorize the Mufassal before they memorize anything else from the Qur'an. That is, first of all, obviously Surah Al-Fatiha, and then memorize from Surah An-Nas until Surah Qaf. Because it gives you a sense of achievement before you start the longer surahs. And then if a person wants to go to start Surah Al-Baqarah and Al Imran and Nisa, Al-Ma'idah, there's nothing wrong with that. But let them begin with the small surahs that have many ayat on one page. We call them the Mufassal, starting with the short ones, then the medium ones, then the long ones, because this is what is inshallah going to make it easy for a person to continue to achieve. And to be honest, the first time you memorize the Mufassal, the small surahs, even to Surah Al-Zalzala, for someone who's not used to it, it might take them many months. But once they have achieved that, it might only take them a few more months to complete Juz Amma, and then a few more months to complete Juz Tabarak. And then before you know it, they finish to Surah Qaf, which is like around 4 Juz and a bit. And then, before you know it, they've done 10 Juz, and then half the Qur'an, and then 20 Juz, and then the whole Qur'an. And it's just a case of building it slowly. And that's why many teachers recommend that before starting with the long, complicated surahs, at least memorize to Surah Qaf. And the other reason why we would recommend memorizing to Surah Qaf is because the Prophet ﷺ, his daily prayers, the 5 daily prayers, all of them were from Surah Qaf until Surah An-Nas. And it wasn't his habit to recite anything else in the daily prayers. He did sometimes. We're not saying he didn't. He did do it sometimes, but it wasn't his habit. His habit was to read from the Mufassal, to read from Surah Qaf until Surah Nas in his daily prayers, in the Fajr and the Dhuhr, the Asr, the Maghrib and the Isha.